Hi guys and welcome to the Out of Box podcast. My name is Nikhil and I'm the co-founder and CMO of Syncupp. Today I'm joined by one but two very special guests, Pooja, Marwah and Riya Tiwari. Guys, you can go ahead, introduce yourselves, and please do include one fun fact in the audience to know about you. Pooja, you can go first.
Hi
Yeah.
guys, I am Pooja Marwah, and I have been on LinkedIn. I am a content strategist to world leaders. When I say world leaders, I mean it's really exciting people who own parts of countries, people who run parts of the world. And how did this fall into my lap? I really don't have the answer to that, but all I know is that I started my journey at about 41, 42, and I haven't looked back. LinkedIn happened for me in October of 23, and I have started working with C-suites, executives, founders, you name it. And yes, I probably have worked with them or know of them. The fun part of being on LinkedIn is that when people say that it can change your life, they're not just saying it, it really can, because it did for me for sure in just a span of 10 months. So thank you once
Absolutely.
again for having me.
Thanks, Pooja. That was great. Riya, you can go ahead, introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello everyone. And first of all, Nikhil, thank you for having us together on your show.
My pleasure.
Yeah, so a bit about myself. I am a mom, a freelancer, a content creator, and a personal branding strategist for founders, CEOs, and high level executives. I've been working on LinkedIn for almost 15 months now, and I've worked with more than 20 founders, helped them build their personal brand and their solid presence on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And the most important part of this is that Pooja and I work together. She missed,
Yeah.
know about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that's the reason why, we are all here because, you guys work together. We have connected in the past and it's so awesome to have you guys here. So much for being here. Guys, I think we start the podcast. One very important question that people still are a little confused about. I think let's start with defining what actually personal branding is and why is it important. People still don't get it. They're a little confused, especially my peers and, the people that I've spoken to. I think they still don't really understand the definition of personal branding and why it is important. So I think Pooja, can you take us lead first? We are you can
Thanks for the question. Personal branding is very, very important. It's not just, initially, yeah, it's a very valid question actually, Nikhil, because people do confuse personal branding with why should I just get online and talk about it? I've had a lot of people tell me that people already know me. Why do I need to build a personal brand? When you're at
Yeah,
that C-suite level. But the what I have to say to everybody is that people can buy if they know you exist, right? Today, even companies like, say, KitKat, Dairy Milk, Reebok, Nike, they're constantly in the news. In a way, that is also branding. That is also that you're constantly staying on top of your customer's mind. The
yeah,
same way, personal branding is positioning yourself as an authority in the space that you crave or wish to be. You could be the who's who of the world, but the fact is that when you talk about what you are and what you represent, it makes a big difference. And how does that happen? By a personal brand. For
yeah,
somebody, say, starting out, like how Ria, you, I, all of us did, at different ages of our life, why is personal branding important? Because somebody will only come to us or buy from us or learn from us if they know we exist, right? How do we
correct.
exist? If we have a brand, if we stand for something that we truly believe in.
Yeah, true. Excellent. Yeah, Ria, what are your views on this?
Well, personal branding is absolutely what she said. I'll add on, personal branding is also marketing yourself,
Yeah,
right? To align with your business or personal aspirations.
yeah,
You're kind of talking about not only your business, but also about your value system, what you believe in, what kind of a person you are. And that is something which you own, right? Nobody
correct.
else does that. That makes you stand out in the crowd.
Yes,
Personal
absolutely.
branding is definitely the need of the hour, and the people who are still confused should read more on that. Even Forbes has, published an article on the same. Recently, I shared it on LinkedIn. So it's definitely something everybody should, work on their personal brands. Everybody, in sense of not only business owners. I start with this, this students also. I talk about this. So they should also have a presence on LinkedIn. They should talk about what they know. Even that is where they're building their brand, they're building an audience, they're building their brand, they're connecting with the right people, so this is going to help them in the longer run. When talking
Yeah,
about businesses, as rightly Pooja mentioned, even the brand, the bestest brand of, best brands today are still promoting themselves. Even when we talk about LinkedIn, I hope you guys have seen LinkedIn is also promoting itself through YouTube ads, right? We've
correct.
been seeing that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
LinkedIn doesn't need that. Everybody knows it, but why is it doing still, right? So that
Yeah.
tells us as individuals, as business owners, founders, that you need to market yourself more.
Correct. Absolutely. No, I agree with you guys. I feel like it has just become such an attention driven, market nowadays that if you don't exist online, you just don't exist at all. And like since there's so much out there, I think building a personal brand in general, it just adds credibility to who you are. And when
Yeah.
people trust, they'll buy from you and they just trust you as a whole. They just trust you in general. So I think that is why you need to develop a personal brand.
I'll add
And
one more
that is why I
point
think
here, Nikhil. Sorry to interrupt you. That as Riya
no problem.
rightly mentioned, that when we build our personal brand, you said that it adds credibility. Yes, it does. It's an instant reason. It gives people that, hey, I know this person, I trust this person, even if you haven't physically met. But another thing it
Correct.
really does is it opens up the world for us in terms of networking. And when people say your network is your net worth, it's not a lie, it's not a farce, it's not a myth, because it really doesn't matter how good you
Mm.
are or what your skill set is or where you are in world. The only thing, if you ask me today, I'll take the liberty to say that I am uh, one I mean more I mean I'm older than both of you combined. So what I have seen
Yeah.
in my life is that ever since I've started working, is that it's just who you know the right people, the doors just open. And once the doors open, then of course your skill set counts. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but to open those doors you still have to know the right people. How do you know the right people? By building your brand and coincidentally also kind of networking on the platform to grow it.
Absolutely. Agreed. Agreed, guys. Uh, Totally valid points. So, guys, my next question is that, a personal brand can be developed on any platform, right? It can be developed on Instagram, it can be developed on YouTube, it can be developed on LinkedIn. So, what persona do you think are more relevant to building a personal brand on LinkedIn? Like, do you think is it for everyone? What are your opinions on that? Yeah.
Okay, I would say for people who are genuinely serious about intellectually stimulating conversations, meeting the right kind of people, we can say that there are other social media platforms. I have
Mm.
nothing against them, but the fact is that when you get on LinkedIn, you automatically, it's perceived that you are serious
Yeah.
about what you do versus an Instagram. Yeah, of course, you can be working on Instagram and all that as well. But coming on LinkedIn, it just automatically kind of puts it in the mind that, yeah, she's here, that means, or he's here or they are here,
Mm.
that yeah, they're serious about what they want to offer, whatever product or service they have. They are serious
Yeah.
about wanting to drive conversations, because when we talk of commenting and engaging on LinkedIn, it's not just hey, hi, great, love it, whatever. You are
Correct.
genuinely putting in messages to get noticed or to attract, right? So that
Yeah.
is the difference I see primarily between, say, a professional platform, and LinkedIn is the only professional platform. Even X isn't working as much as a LinkedIn is, honestly.
Agreed. Ag-
you know Till
Yeah.
it was Twitter, it was doing great, but I don't know with X and Mr. Musk. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure they have things in the pipeline, but as of right now, Ria, don't laugh.
Mm.
I'm not going to comment. But having said that, because when it was named X, on a different tangent here, I had this really
Yeah.
crazy tweet which went viral. And I was like, hey, Mr. Musk, do you really seriously want us to get on X to talk about what X does to us in terms of
Yeah.
X's? So it was really funny, this little thing that I had done.
Yeah.
And anyways, but I just feel that if you want to be taken seriously for your work,
Yeah.
you will be on LinkedIn. So it doesn't matter who you are, an entrepreneur, business owner, C-suite, or a student. If you
Correct.
if you know where you're headed and you are serious about making that impact, you'll come here.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I'll
Yeah.
add here something. I'll add here.
Yes.
Be more specific, right? So,
Mm.
as you said, as you asked, who should be on LinkedIn? So, there are two
Yes.
categories of businesses, I would say. First of all, product based and service based, right? So,
Correct.
mostly service based people are there on LinkedIn and they should be more active on LinkedIn as compared to product based, because we've seen on Instagram, these small business owners, people are starting their businesses on Instagram. And
Correct.
what I have seen till date, I might be wrong, but what I have experienced is more people who are selling some products,
Mm.
not the digital ones to be honest, but even those are
Correct.
there.
Yeah.
But products as in some candle, they're making some power chart, everything comes,
Correct.
those
Correct.
people who are focusing on instinct, because I think the audience is there. People who are
Mm.
scrolling mindlessly,
Yeah.
while on LinkedIn, people are more serious and more professional who are service based. Like we've seen it around, right? Also, because 67 million companies are registered on LinkedIn. So that makes it a valid reason for students, founders, and anybody to be there on the platform. Because if you're having that, your aspiration should meet the platform. The platform, every platform has its own kind of audience. So you have to understand what you are looking for. You, me, and Pooja, we are service providers, right? So we are more into this business people's here on the platform. So this
Yeah.
suits us more.
Yeah.
Also, having said that, people who have product-based businesses should also have a presence on LinkedIn, because even
Yeah.
here you monetize that, and people are there. I guess. But the ratio, I think, is of service-based people more on LinkedIn.
Yes, correct. Absolutely. 67 million, that's a staggering number, by the way. That's a very cool insight, Riya. Thanks for that. Um, all right, guys. Also, one more very frequently asked question that I've seen, like, again, from my peers and just my surroundings, is that people are confused about how do you become a personal branding strategist in the first place, right? So if somebody has like a, college student, you say that, I want to become a personal branding strategist. So what steps does he need to take?
Right. So when you want to be a personal branding strategist, first of all, you need to know how to build your own brand. You will have to have a brand, right?
So
If
important.
you are
Yeah.
on the platform and the very next day you're talking about being a personal branding consultant or a strategist, people won't believe you because you yourself don't have that kind of presence or the knowledge or the experience to call yourself such as, right?
True.
I have seen people like been there on the platform for 1, 2 months and they know it all. I don't understand how. Maybe they've learned from YouTube or somewhere, but your profile says it, right? When you have a journey here, you learn everything in the journey, right?
Correct.
Either by experimenting on your profile or having some courses or some webinars you can attend. There are many people all consuming content,
Yeah.
but you need to understand that if you want to build that kind of credibility, you need to spend time and you need to show others, applying all those strategies that you will be pitching to your clients. You need to show
Correct.
that they worked for you, right?
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
started as a personal branding consultant first because I wasn't sure of lot more things, right? But
Correct.
while being in the process, while working with clients, handling their profiles, handling their objections, I leveled up, I would say. Because
True.
now I'm confident if anybody asks me anything related to this, I'm happily and confidently I can answer that. I can tackle that. So you need to
Correct.
have that kind of, experience with yourself first.
So
And
true.
about the steps, they're very similar to what anybody else will do on the platform. Start with your journey. Start with what you know already, because that's what personal branding is, right? If you
Correct.
know with designing, if you're a video editor, if you're somebody XYZ, whatever you know, you need to talk about that. When
Yeah.
you talk about one thing in 100 ways, you are building an authority over that topic, and you
Correct.
can do it only when you know it, right?
Yeah. True.
So,
True. I agree. Yes. Pooja, do you have anything to add to this?
Yeah, I feel that when you talk of personal branding, and of course, there are a lot of people who are doing personal branding, and Ria rightly said what differentiates is that if you have your own personal brand, because that
Correct.
instantly will give me, if today you want to work with me, you are obviously going to see my social before saying, hey, I mean, if I have zero presence for you, it's like, how is she going to build my brand? I mean, it's like a chicken and egg story because sometimes when people start, obviously, you don't have that, you don't have the clients, you don't have the testimonials, but you still need to
Correct.
reach out. So yes, I understand that it's a, like a chicken and egg story, but having said that, your own credibility needs to stand out. And
Yeah.
I also feel that the way you write content, that is also a very integral part of personal branding, which needs to be kept in mind when somebody reaches out.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why Ria and I, when we started working together, we used each other's strengths, and then we kind of started saying that, hey, this is how we're going to do it. Our deliverables are very clearly defined. The way we work is very clear because we know what the other person is doing. And content is a very integral part of personal branding, which both
Yeah.
of us understand. Because you
Yeah.
can be the best strategist, but if you can't, get your client the consistent leads or the impression or what they need, how does it
Yeah.
work?
Yeah.
Yeah, these things take time. I always say it's not like Maggie, it doesn't happen in 1 month or 2 months. So we've had
Yeah.
people who, come and have told her and me that मेरे पास 1 month है जल्दी से मेरा ये करा दो and it's like sorry
it's
we're
like
not
Yeah.
going to work with
brand bana do. It's
yeah
not
बना दो personal brand बना दो how मतलब ये मतलब कोई सब्जी भाजी sometimes you just look at people like yeah, okay fine thank you so much for your time but no it's
Yeah.
not going to
Yeah.
work because it doesn't happen you're in this space you
Not overnight.
understand
Yeah. Yeah.
And if people say that yes, I got an overnight, oh, I just did it and one thing went viral and everything led to another, let me tell you honestly, I have so many people in my DMs, maybe 10 or 12, who are like so different online, portraying that they are like absolutely rushing with wait
Yeah.
lists and things like that. But then it's like, hey, can you help me with this thing? I can't do it. And in my head,
Correct.
it's like, just be honest. No, why are you portraying something? No, but if I don't do it, then I don't even have a start. I said, put down your story. That's number one. Because you're
Correct.
trying to portray you are someone. It's not going to
Correct.
last. How long can you, pretend?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Cool. Also, guys, like this one question that I have is, which I think again a lot of people have, is that when you're developing a personal brand, uh, what kind of content pillars should you be working on? Only the story-based content. How do you define authority-based content? Can you just like mention what are the different types of content pillars one should be working on? And is it different for each person according to their purpose? So what is your
Okay, I'll take this one.
yeah,
Again, very nice, very interesting question. First, that your content strategy and pillar will be according to what you are and what is your purpose to be on LinkedIn. There are inherently, if I were to broadly divide it, we have two types of people. One are that they are looking to generate leads for their business, product or
correct,
service. That is one part. And the other part are established people working either as CXOs, founders, or startups. They don't have anything to sell just yet, but they need to build their credibility. So they're not
yeah,
looking at leads, which also come. I mean, we worked with somebody in the gaming industry who wasn't looking for leads, but through his content, he, ended up getting a lot of leads for his business. That's
yeah,
something that just kind of comes in as a perk. But these are your inherent two types of people that come to you. So obviously, when we create a strategy for them, we try and divide them. There are three kinds of content pillars. I'll take the liberty to assume that audience that is listening to it may or may not know. So
yeah,
basically, we have, say, top of funnel content, middle of funnel, and bottom of content, funnel
yeah,
content. Top of
yeah,
funnel is how you rightly said, storytelling, very generic, trying to get you to meet people, to know people, get people to know about you. That is something that we use for everybody
correct,
when we start off, because that's an instant relatability. It gets people to your page. Right now, they don't know I exist. So if I have to start from
mm,
scratch today, of course, I need to tell people, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do.
correct,
After that, we come on to, a few of your insights about the product service that you have. If you are in category A, if you're in category B, we talk about the position that you are and what the company is doing for you. Third
correct,
broad spectrum to say it would be your social proof, client testimonials, things like that. And
yep,
they also add. But then how do we divide it? We divide it based on where we are with that particular client. Do they already have an established presence and just want to build it? Is it someone who is starting from scratch? Because there are a lot of Riya and my clients, we are starting from scratch. So if you're
yep,
starting from scratch, literally the playground is ours. So we, it takes a little while to experiment, which is why we always say give us 3 months before we decide anything further. Because
yep,
you have to keep playing around, with times, with content, with people that are coming to the page. Idea is to get relevant people to who you are and what you stand for. So that
correct,
is how I would divide content for people that I work with. Ria?
sure, yes,
Yes. So it starts with their goals. Firstly, we need to understand, and this is the process we follow, that what are you looking from the platform? What is your
yeah,
end goal? Your lead generation, personal branding, brand
mm,
awareness, whatsoever.
Yeah.
Then
correct,
when we, know the end goal, what they're looking for, according to that and according to their expertise, basically, the content pillars are divided, and we can use more than three content pillars. That's not an issue, but we kind of work with three for a
mm,
reason, because again, as I said, we need to talk about one topic in 100 ways, 100,000 ways, right? To
mm,
build that kind of authority on that certain topic. Like,
yeah,
for example, I've been talking about personal branding and LinkedIn growth because I need myself to be perceived as an expert of these topics. I want my
yeah,
audience to perceive me that way,
yeah,
right?
to position you, yeah,
Exactly. So you have to position that your client, whatever their requirements are, accordingly. So the
yeah,
content pillar goes with, first of all, if they are looking for personal branding, then of course personal branding.
mm,
Then next comes about their expertise, the topic, if they want to have a thought leadership or something of that sort. If they're service based, so we'll be talking about educational content, right? And then we
yeah,
divide these into the top of funnel and middle of funnel and bottom of the funnel content. So content
yes, yes,
topics are basically, content pillars are basically the content that we are going to talk about again and again and again,
mm,
because
mm,
that kind of gives us an umbrella then we
Yeah.
stick to those topics. And of
Correct.
course, these topics are then further divided into the content strategy, the funnels she mentioned, right?
Correct.
So,
Correct.
yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, I think when you're developing a content strategy, the most important thing is to know the end goal of the person you're helping, right? Because that just puts things into perspective and you just know exactly, what you're supposed to do. So that is very important. You knowing the end goal is very important. So, my next question, guys, is, I'm thinking a little about the future of LinkedIn here now. I'm pretty sure personal branding will still be relevant in 2025 as well. Um, do you think personal branding, however, will undergo some kind of a transformation in 2025 or in the coming years? Do you think there are some trends that may not be relevant, something that will change? What is your view on how personal branding will look like in 2025? Thinking about the future here. So, anyone can take it first.
I think AI is going to be a very inherent part of the coming year and years
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure. We can say that it's not and it's just a thing, but the way it's growing in terms of visual, it can now even finish up. Yesterday, I saw a post by this brilliant creator that I follow on AI, and he took one of Ed Sheeran's unfinished songs, and AI just completed it. It was mind blowing. I mean, it sounds exactly like him, forget, but the lyrics were wow. And I was like, oh my God, from where videos are exactly the same, where we don't need to even, for example, create a podcast like this. Say we put one video of Nikhil, Riya, and Pooja, and we
yeah,
give a topic, and you can create an entire podcast without any of us being here. So
got it.
when we are talking about the future of personal branding, it's insane. I mean, the possibilities, in my opinion, endless, and it's scary in a way, but instead of focusing on the scare part, what I would want us all to kind of focus on, what Riya and I have spoken about a lot of times, is that let's focus on what we can control, which is, it's so exciting, it's so different. Every day you wake up, there's something new with AI. So how can you incorporate one new facet of AI into personal branding? One really
Correct.
important thing is using it as a tool, because
Yeah,
we use it to help, where we can kind of fasten our progress, where we can use it to track on what we are doing. We use
yeah,
it as a personal virtual assistant to just kind of take over whatever we needed to do. Of course,
yeah,
your personal in-person thing is never going to be replaced because AI is still AI. But
true.
having said that, I think it's really going to help amplify for the ones that are interested in building their brands. If they start now, I mean, I think the possibilities are really diverse and wonderful.
Absolutely. Yes.
My take on this will be absolutely AI is something nobody should
Yeah,
nobody can avoid. You have to work with it.
correct.
It is very good for the systems and processes to be in place, right? You
Yeah.
can do a lot of work in half the time
Mm,
with the use of AI. But again, when it comes to personal branding, we
mm,
know Mr. Ratan Tata for the generous work he does. We look up to
correct.
him as a person. Again, the human angle comes into play. Sudha Murthy ma'am for her simplicity, right?
Yeah.
So this thing is again going to make you stand out.
Mm,
There are n numbers of AI. Everybody will use AI.
correct.
This will to everyone. But
Yeah.
again, what makes you different, what makes you evergreen is your personality,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So personal branding is just starting out, I would say.
Yeah. Definitely. I think AI is just going to amp up the efforts that we are putting in right now. I think it'll just make the entire thing more futuristic. However, like one very burning question is that, like, especially content writers, because they use like AI or all these tools now to assist us in the writing process. So people are like, oh my God, AI will take over, have no jobs and all of that. What is your opinion on that? What do you think is gonna happen?
It can't take over anybody's job, because at the end of the day, even to prompt AI, you need a human. AI is not prompting AI. So, so many, yeah, video editing jobs will go, this will go. And I say that, okay, fine, it will. But if that video editing job goes, there will be some other job that will come in front, because you need someone to operate that machine. And yes, I've also been asked this question, that do you think there is going to be a world of machines? I said, well, if I'm living to see that world of machines, then we'll take it when it comes. There's no point stressing about something that
Yeah,
is just an imagination. This is not like,
correct.
what is that movie? Transformer. No. Which was that
Yeah,
English movie with machines?
there are
Uh,
many. There's like iRobot, there's like Wall-E, that's the
yeah,
animated
yeah,
one.
like, machines just taking over the world. I said, yeah, maybe they do. But if we are alive at that point, I'm sure there will be something else that will come up.
No,
But
we
somebody needs
definitely
to.
have a switch off button. Whosoever is
Yeah.
learning those will, of course,
It may
because
be even more fun. You don't want to listen
Yeah,
to your husband arguing, press mute. just press mute on that remote. So you never know
Yeah,
where it takes
true.
us.
Will
Yeah.
always be yeah in our hands. I feel
I
and it
feel
should
as of
be.
today. Yeah, as of today.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you
I
guys.
share. I wanted to share an incident over here. So
Yeah.
we've been listening about this. AI will take over your job and so and that. So I was chatting with ChatGPT, right? So I I
She
asked
loves
him.
doing this. By the way, confession. Ria loves chatting with chat. Chat is like
Totally,
a
yeah.
favorite friend when she has nothing better to do. Yeah.
All right, no, but you can talk to Pooja
Talking
also.
to
Riya, why
such
not
an
chatting?
it's going to, of course, enhance my knowledge. I ask ChatGPT a lot of questions, and
All right.
it's way better than scrolling mindlessly on LinkedIn. Yeah, so on
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
Instagram. I'm sorry, LinkedIn
Yeah.
scrolling
But
mindlessly
no, no, wait. But Riya, are you
works.
saying that Pooja can't teach you as much as ChatGPT?
No,
Oh my God,
GPT
I'm
is
going
good.
to.
No.
Okay, fine,
GPT is
fine. I am
amazing.
like hurt now.
No. The experience that Pooja brings,
Kidding. Yeah.
yeah. So that's we cannot compare that, Nikhil.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. See, it's, I
Nikhil,
think,
just accept the fact that she loves talking to a machine. She
no,
just
I've
needs
accepted
that
it.
thing.
I've
Yeah.
accepted
Human
it.
needs
Yeah.
to have a little more. Let me complete. So I
Yeah,
asked
sure.
GPT that people are talking about that you're going, the all the AIs are going to take away our jobs and stuff. So
Yeah.
he answered me back, no, we need you to command us. We're not ready for the world yet. This is what he
Yeah.
answered. The words might be different because it's something happened very long back.
Even,
So
but I think they're programmed to not threaten us also because if they're like, we'll take over, then we'll just like, tell
and
it. Yeah.
yeah, obviously, I'm going to delete
Yeah.
it right away. So also, he said we need your help for the prompt and everything, and the creativity that humans bring to the table is something we are still
Yeah.
in the process, and that is something we cannot do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
So
they always say the word yet. And it always makes me laugh because they will always say yet as if that, oh, you know what, sit back and watch. And
yeah, let
whenever
Yeah.
us.
people
Yeah,
ask, it's like, itna kuch hai life mein worry karne. Why you want to worry about what will happen 20 years later? When it
True.
happens, we'll deal with it. Cross
Yeah.
that bridge when
Agree.
it
we
comes.
are
That's it.
dealing with our generational problems. Let the kids face them.
True,
Let
true. I
us
agree.
face that and let yeah.
I
Absolutely. There are
agree.
already too many worries. Like, you don't need to add one more to the list.
I
Exactly.
Just,
swear, I swear, why?
yeah. All right. Cool. Also, like, one more, guys, like, one more question that I have is like, LinkedIn, like, every social media platform, they're always undergoing some changes in the algorithms. And people always have this question that, how do I tackle that situation? Because it's not always going to be a linear that we're just going up and up. It's going to be up and down. So how do you deal with the changes of LinkedIn? What do you think is the best way to tackle it?
Utilize the time in some other way. Like right now, people are talking about impressions going down, right?
Yeah.
If impressions are going down, either you sit back and stop posting because impressions are going down, or you
Mm.
stay consistent with your process and use that time in building your relations in DM. You
Correct.
can do that. Engage more people. Just don't focus on that one metric because it's down for everybody, right?
True.
Focus on the right things at this time. Utilize this time instead of worrying about why LinkedIn impressions are not, and stay consistent. If the
Yeah.
changes are happening, they'll happen again and you might go viral soon. If that's what
Correct.
someone.
Yeah, and also focus on you. I mean, focus on whatever you're here for. What is your purpose on LinkedIn? Because the fact is that I, for one, believe that I don't follow trends. I mean, whether I have Instagram, I have LinkedIn, but the fact is that if I get into focusing on what the trends are and I should do something with the trend, first on Instagram, I think I would just look like an absolute dog because with the weird trends coming in, it's just, I remember when Hira Mandi came, my God, every creator sitting on Instagram was just in Hira Mandi, and I was like, what shit is this? I mean, you can't
Yeah.
be doing content creation or personal branding with me, the biggest of biggest. Of course, I don't want to
Yeah.
name anybody, but some of the people that you looked up to, and for me, it was like instant defollow block. I cannot deal with this. It's too much for me. But having said that, whoever wants to do it, do it. But that doesn't stay forever because you can't be this person following trends day in and day out for the rest of your life. It's not going to be consistent and sustainable. So,
Yeah.
as I would agree with Ria and you both on this, that if we focus on the work that we're doing and our consistent schedule of posting, whether it's once a week or once a day, doesn't matter. But if we
Yeah.
focus on that and just not worry about the impressions are down today, tomorrow it will be up, day after it can be down again. So we have to
Correct.
just take it to another level, focus on your in-person meetings, do online, spend time with Nikhil, chat with him on the podcast,
And
do things
Yeah.
networking
like that.
sessions. Yeah,
True.
that's the
True.
best
I
way.
mean, yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. Also, okay, this actually brings me to a very important point, which I'm actually thinking about right now. I think people typically like measure the success of building a personal brand with only likes and impressions, right? I feel like many people make the mistake, myself included. I think I've done that. Uh, what do you think are the benchmarks, measure the success of a person? When you're developing a person, what do you think are the correct metrics to, substantiate that the person really successful?
To me, if people are reaching out to you and appreciating your content and how it helped them, I think this is something I would keep a benchmark for myself. That if
Yeah,
people are getting, help and I am able to make content creation or freelancing easy for them, even if
yeah,
one or two person, I have a lot of people coming out to me, saying this that your content help, and you can see it in my engagement as well. Like people
correct.
usually appreciate, so I think that appreciation and the impact that you're creating, you're having on others,
Yeah,
you're changing the process for them. I think that is something, because you can have 5 lakh followers and it's only going to increase, right? So I don't
correct.
think that is a number. Of course, that
That's
helps you build an authority, but that's not something I would look up to. You should
yeah,
have, there are people with 1K, 2K, 2 lakhs of followers, but I don't see the engagement or I don't see the, the impact,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, yeah, I think that works for me.
Cool. Yeah, Pooja.
For me, I think a success metric is most definitely the leads that you get. The legit leads that are coming into you, people that are booking calls with you. Also, I think this one thing really moved me, and I did make a post about it as well, is that when this person called me from some really small town in Chhattisgarh, it was literally like how we say jhopri, it was literally like that, and he was talking on a phone, and I had zero idea. But he apparently found me on Instagram where I talk more about how to, like more of a coaching kind of thing versus an
Yeah,
LinkedIn. But because he saw that and he said, I want to make a better life for myself. And, one of your reels was about making a better life. Can you teach me how? I
yeah,
don't have money to pay you. And I was like, for me, that was like that I have a right moment that I didn't even know that you kind of touch people because, and most of our clients, I will say this for Riya and me both, none of them have ever engaged with our posts. And we've always been surprised when people say, you find your potentials in posts and comments.
yeah,
I
correct.
don't know, but clearly somebody is seeing it because when they reach out, we kind of ask like, hey, did they reach out to you? And I'm like, no. And it's like,
Yeah,
okay, fine. And then, you have that kind of thing. So for me, that is the success metric to focus on. Are you getting inbounds? Are you getting people that are appreciative of your posts?
yeah,
And are you growing in terms of revenue, pure revenue here?
true,
Not in
true.
terms of likes, comments, impressions, but in terms of revenue. That is what you're here for. So if you're
Yeah,
growing in that, then you're
Yeah,
growing.
exactly. If you have a goal of, having X amount of followers, and if your content strategy and everything that you're doing is working in that area, if you're
yeah,
growing, so that is
yeah,
exactly, if you are looking for leads and you're getting consistent leads,
yeah,
you're in the right path basically, because you're
correct.
doing what
Yeah,
you're looking for. Yeah.
definitely. I think why leads is such an important metric, when you're trying to evaluate whether your personal brand is successful or no, is because you only get leads when people trust.
Absolutely.
Right? I think we can now move on to a quick rapid fire. I don't think it will be too rapid.
What
And
if I'm not able to hear your questions again?
He'll repeat your questions. Don't
I'll
stress.
repeat the I'll repeat the questions. All right. That is why I said that it might not be that rapid, but we'll try. All right.
Okay, go
It's
for
just
it.
like
Be nice
one
to us.
question.
My only request.
No, no, I'll be nice. I'll be nice. It's just, for the audience to know you a little better. So my first question, Ria, you can go first, is what's your top tip for standing out on LinkedIn?
Be yourself.
Pooja?
Be quirky, be fun, be serious, be whoever you want to be. But be true.
Beach. All right, cool. What's one trend on LinkedIn that you think should go away?
Irrelevant pictures with irrelevant content. A
Yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah.
people wouldn't agree with me. Even I've heard, I think Raj Shamani say this in a podcast, that LinkedIn wants to be a fun place and
Yeah,
share pictures, share photos, share videos, because LinkedIn pushes it. It wants to have those things. But I am somebody I'm still not convinced with irrelevant content and pictures.
You're
agreed.
telling me. I find that really strange because first then again it'll be like similar to Instagram. Put your pictures if it goes with your
Yeah,
post for sure. Of course, that initial visibility is there, but another thing that I think LinkedIn should definitely do away with is that I think we need some sort of filter for people who can reach out to us in DMs. Because sometimes we just end up getting really random comments. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know how we can, but I think there should be a filter. Like I've heard, really vulgar comments from somebody that I know, like a lady getting it. And it's just strange that, can't there be a filter? I know Meta has done this thing for Instagram for teens very recently, where they've
yeah.
got like a setting where you can't reach out to that person if you're
True.
below a certain age. So I wish LinkedIn could also do something like that.
Yeah, that's actually a very important feature. It is because like your DMs they get started with some people saying like the nastiest thing. All right, cool. All right, guys. Next question. What is your favorite productivity hack, Riya?
Time block.
Time lock. All right, cool. Pooja.
I really don't want to answer this because y'all are going to judge me, but I think I will have to answer it. And my favorite productivity hack is actually sitting down with a chilled glass of rosé. That's when I'm most productive because I get maximum amount of work done in that
All
one,
right,
one and
yeah.
a half hours that I'm actually having wine, and everybody thinks I'm crazy, but it's like my brain works like fire. Fadafat, I can do everything and then I sit down. Like generally, people sit, have a drink with, say, a Netflix or something. For me, it's the opposite. If I
All right.
need to get something done, it's like, I need that glass of wine today and I'm going to sit and
Okay,
do this.
I have to block time because I have a toddler to be managed. So I have to have a
Yeah.
certain time where I can have my deep work, get
True.
going. Yeah.
True. Yeah, I think my favorite productivity hack is just like writing down things because it's just impossible to retain things. Like it's just write down everything and then you're still able to get things done. So I think that is important. All right, cool. What is your favorite social media platform to consume a lot of
Instagram.
Instagram? All right, cool. Pooja.
I
Because
so
Pooja
think
is there.
Instagram. I started on Instagram only.
Pooja. I like watching her
Good.
videos.
Really? Because I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
yeah, cool.
X was called something else, then maybe I would. But just the name X, I just can't relate to it. And
Yeah,
then it also makes me think about my exes. So then it's like very confusing. I can't focus. So best
yeah,
is
yeah.
just get off.
Agree. Like even in a conversation, like I've been telling people to work on X. So
Yeah.
they interpret it, wrongly. Some ways just like it's better to stick to Twitter, get the point across. So,
This
you
is
know,
a little weird, but I recently started posting on X.
Okay, Ria. We will also
yeah,
follow you on
good.
X.
We have all the links in the description. All right, cool. If you could get a coffee with somebody on LinkedIn, anybody, who would it be today?
Pooja.
Oh,
Name,
so sweet.
name some.
That's a very safe answer, Ria.
Okay.
Seriously? Now,
Oh God, he'll
okay,
give me.
I'm not getting a coffee, but I saw Nikhil's brother at one of my favorite places in Bombay and
Yeah,
Cafe Mondega. Nobody can go without me if I know that person. So, Ria,
true.
you, me, Nikhil, and Ritvik, we have to meet at Cafe Mondega. That is
Let's go.
something I definitely, yeah, yeah.
We have to plan that because even
Yeah.
I wanted to go to that cafe. Ritvik went without us. Pooja, we need to hold him accountable for this.
Okay, then you know
Really.
what? We're going to leave him. We'll only go. Forget it. If he
All right,
can't,
fine.
like,
Let him
yeah, he
be.
has to appreciate us. If he doesn't, then too bad.
Agreed. All right, let's do it. All right, last question, guys. What's the best advice you have ever gotten?
Ever God.
Yeah, you've ever gotten like the best advice you've ever gotten can be from anybody.
It's from my husband. Whenever because I'm kind of person I get nervous before podcasts or events where I have to speak.
Yeah,
Because the reason behind it because I've been into my space for a very long time. Right? I'm
yeah,
I'm very outgoing, but I've been confined to a place for a very long time. So it kind of give me that feeling of facing the people. Networking in online is works for me, but whenever it comes go and meet 100 people or something of that sort, I am
yeah,
I take a back.
yeah. I
So my
understand.
husband
Yeah,
always
yeah.
tells me this that you are amazing. Yeah, he does that. Okay. So
All
you have
right.
personality, so just be yourself and forget about
Yeah,
what others are thinking. Just be yourself. So that's the most wonderful advice.
yeah. I agree. It's the best advice out there. Yes, Pooja. For you, what's the answer?
Mm. Okay, so I won't say the best because I cannot say the best on social on this online portal, but I'll say it when we are in Mondega. But because the best is also not really appropriate to say here. But yeah, the one of the bestest advice, I mean, one of the good advices that I have got is that uh, log kya kahenge, in my opinion, has killed more dreams in this country than anything else.
True.
And when I was told that, you need to stop thinking about log kya kahenge, you want to wear shorts, go wear it. You
Yeah,
want to, when I was married here in
yeah,
Dehradun, I
mm,
was told that when you want to have a drink, you have to kind of put a napkin around it and then have.
yeah,
And my in-laws turned around and said, no, if you think that you are in a space that you want to have that drink, pick up that, whatever beer or whatever and drink it as it is. There's nothing to hide. किसी को जो बोलना है बोले. And
True.
in fact, I made a reel about this recently and it went really crazy. It hit 100K on Instagram and I started laughing. I said, 100K? How did that happen? And it was
I can
just
aware
about
of
this.
which reel you're talking about.
I just put it. I mean, I was just having fun with log kya kahenge, and in fact, my kids laugh like only you can say like this. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
because the thing is that it's the truth. I mean, you wake up with something new to your personality every day, and now it's like, yeah, you want to talk about me, go ahead and tell me also. So I know how interesting I am in your head. So I
True.
think that's something that I would definitely. I think it really helped me, and it's something that I also want to say for everybody hearing us today that if
Yeah.
you focus on other people's opinion of you, you're not going to get very far in life. So just focus on your opinion of you and then take it on.
So I also have a theory on this, like चार लोग
Yeah.
क्या कहेंगे वाला thing, no? So I
Abs-
recently said this in one of the last podcast I had. If you think चार लोग क्या कहेंगे, जो लोग इस चीज से बहुत ज्यादा, first of all, वो चार लोग अपनी लाइफ में बिजी हैं, right?
Hmm.
और अगर
True.
वो बिजी नहीं है, if they're not being productive enough, I don't think they're worth, you
Paying
people,
attention.
yeah, exactly. So the
Yeah.
जो चार लोग हैं वो कुछ नहीं बोल रहे, वो अपनी लाइफ में बिजी हैं, they have their own struggles, there's
So
nobody,
true.
so,
Yeah, I agree. I think we always think that, people are so involved in our lives and they care so much about us. The reality is that nobody cares. Nobody cares
Yeah.
about us.
is busy in your own
Yeah,
life. Exactly.
yeah, they
But if
might
we
care.
were to ask you the same, Nikhil, what would be the best advice you have received?
Mm, I actually need to think about it a little deeply now because I think I've received so many advices. It's
Yeah,
just,
people love giving unsolicited ज्ञान in our country
Oh
also.
yes.
yeah,
So आप
no,
लोग
I
मतलब
think,
कैसे,
सुनना नहीं है फिर भी नहीं नहीं सुनो भाई ऐसे करना होना चाहिए करना चाहिए. Anyways, that's
yeah,
for another day.
I think the best advice, I think it's very similar. I think it's somewhere in between because like even my parents, they've been very supportive of, whatever me and my brother have been doing. And they've just always told us, go for it. Don't think too much about, what will be the consequences or something. This is something that they repeat on a daily basis. They're just like, don't be afraid. Go for whatever, you're looking for and work hard and you'll achieve. There's nothing in this world which is impossible. Yeah, guys, that's the end of the podcast. And a wonderful thing with both of you. I hope you had a great time. Uh, all Pooja and Riya social media links will be in the description, so you can follow them everywhere, especially on LinkedIn. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us. We've had the most amazing Sunday afternoon.
Same here,
absolutely.
same
I
here.
could go on with such wonderful
Podcast.
conversation. So, yeah, it was wonderful.
All right. Thanks.